was a rigged election.
Rigged.
Even if it wasn't rigged.
He's still saying it.
But even if it wasn't rigged, let's say it wasn't rigged. Let's say it was a fair and that's who won and that's how it was going to be. Biden won. For sure, it was rigged by the media. For sure. Just the Hunter Biden laptop case and the Russia collusion case. Just those two things.
Yeah.
Just those two narratives that they knew were not true, that they pushed out in front of everybody, and that we know, had to do with trying to get rid of Trump. That was a big. That is
one over-reporting and one under-reporting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is in many ways. That's
an attempt to
manipulation.
Yeah.
It's manipulation of a public narrative. It's a manipulation of what the people think is real and not real. Everybody thought he was in collusion with Russia. It's what everybody thought. It's what they were just all these mainstream, except Fox News.
Yeah.
They were the only one. They were the only ones that weren't pushing it. Everybody else was pushing it.
Yeah. It was sold hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not true, and it's proven to be not true. And then there's the Hunter Biden laptop thing, which they knew was true, and they said wasn't true.
Yeah.
And they told you that they stopped people from sharing it on social media. They stopped people from sharing it on Twitter. Zuckerberg sat in that very chair and said that the FBI contacted Facebook and told them that it was Russian disinformation. They were getting a bunch of Russian disinformation. And so they limited the spread of that.
Wow.
I don't know how they did it. I don't know exactly what they did to limit the distribution of that article.
The FBI is involved in that.
It's wild shit,
Pretty
dude.
wild.
It's wild shit, and no one cares. No one's up in arms. No one's freaking out, because that is a way that you're going to rig an election without rigging an election.
Yeah.
Whether you like that guy or not, we have to follow the rules. We have to. And if we don't follow the rules because we don't like somebody, and we break the law because we don't like somebody, we don't want them to win.
No, I agree.
Now this is Banana Republic.
Yeah, that's not cool at all.
That's scary. And the fact that they were willing to do that, and that there's no oversight, that no one can stop them from doing that, and then there's no punishment for them doing that.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. So what is Rogan saying there in the opening clip? Something that is just common sense to everyone paying attention. It's amazing how little this gets covered, how rigged the 2020 election actually was. It was rigged by our press and our deep state. It was rigged by every actor, including people who worked for Donald Trump. The people who worked for Trump. Remember, everything we say about the FBI, all the screaming and mewling and complaining, the FBI, the DOJ, Russiagate, all of this was done under an administration that supposedly had Donald Trump as the head of the administration. Wild how they can get away with it. But anyway, this is causing, of course, headlines across all of media and social media. Rogan says 2020 election was for sure rigged. People are screaming and losing their minds about it. But this is like obvious stuff for anyone paying attention. Obvious stuff. Even if it was rigged, even if we say that who won, whatever, Biden, it was rigged by the media. They covered up the Hunter Biden laptop and Russia collusion case. Let's go look into that for just a second, okay? Let's go look into this. So the former CIA chief admitted that he was pressured by the Biden campaign to orchestrate the letter. Hunter Biden, Russian disinfo. This is from the New York Post here. Let's pop on over because they've done obviously the best reporting on this. Ex-CIA chief spills how he got spies to write false letter about Hunter Biden's laptop. Joe Biden presidential campaign prompted a former acting director, Mike Morrell, to help Biden by organizing 50 colleagues to sign a letter claiming that Hunter Biden's laptop was disinformation. And then Joe Biden used that line in the debates the next day. Wow. Let's go ahead and look. In private sworn testimony, Morrell told House Judiciary Committee that Anthony Blinken, now the Secretary of State, a senior campaign official who reached out to him on or before October 17th, 3 days before the Post published the email Hunter Biden's laptop suggesting Hunter had introduced Ukrainian business partners to his father, Joe Biden. Morrell identified a potential CIA director, so here is the quid pro quo, right? Said that they needed to organize a letter to help Vice President Biden because I wanted him to win the election. Well, okay, that's your election rigging. Until Blinken's call, Morell told House investigators he had no intention of writing any statement, but he agreed that the conversation with Blinken triggered that intent. So then Morell started getting together all of his other deep state agents and all of the other people that would essentially use their credentials that were given to them by the United States government in order to manipulate you and psyop you. And then they took to pen and paper and created a letter. Morell said he did a little bit of his own research and then reached out to other CIA senior operations officers. Over the next 2 days, Morell gathered signatures from 51 former intelligence officers. These people never had any evidence that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. Instead, they simply lied to the American people because they didn't want Donald Trump to be president anymore, and because this old diseased bastard promised them plum positions inside of his administration. My God. Morell did not become the CIA director. In a letter to Blinken, House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan and Mike Turner, chairman of the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, wrote, "We are examining the origins of the infamous public statement signed by 51 intelligence officials that falsely discredited a New York Post story regarding Hunter Biden's laptop. Subsequent recording revealing that the New York Post story was not, as the public statement claimed, and then Vice President Biden parroted, part of a Russian disinformation operation." They rigged the election. They lied in order to rig the election against you, the American people. Anthony Blinken was grilled over the disinformation campaign that he orchestrated. These people, so obsessed with disinformation. Such lying sleazebags and snakes. Watch this guy slither. Oh, God, they give me the creeps. God bless Joe Rogan for calling out these people. They really, truly are the enemy of the Republic. Watch.
I want to ask about the letter that was written concerning Hunter Biden's laptop that said it was, Russian disinformation. Can you explain what your role was in that and if you incentivized it?
Well, first, one of the great benefits of this job is that I don't do politics and don't engage in it. But with regard to that letter, I didn't, wasn't my idea, didn't ask for it, didn't solicit it, and I think the testimony that the former Deputy Director of the CIA, Mike Morell, put forward confirms that.
Do you accept that the laptop is not Russian disinformation?
Again, from my perspective, I'm not engaging in politics. I've got a lot on my agenda, things that we've just talked about, trying to help the Ukrainians in the Russian aggression against them. Engaging with allies and partners around the world and dealing with some of the challenges posed by China. We have a situation now in Sudan that's fully occupied my time, so that's where my focus is.